If you get off to a bad start during the early game of Deadlock, it can make it feel like the game is already lost and that you'll never be able to catch up in souls, but that actually couldn't be further from the truth. While a good start is great, just because you get off to a bad start doesn't mean it's just GG's. In this video, I'm going over a Warden gameplay where I got off to an awful start, dying 3 times in the early game and being way behind in souls. But I'm going to be showing you guys and talking through how I use not only this Warden build, but also use great timings on when to shove lanes, when to farm jungle, and take fights to turn this game around and absolutely start dominating by the late game. And we actually end up finishing this game with not only the victory, but some of the most souls in the entire match. So here are all the item buys during that early laning phase where we did die a bunch of times. I'm also going to put them up on the screen for you guys, and I'll be doing that throughout the entire video so you can see what the items actually do. I see Lady Geist on the minimap here, so I'm going to look to third party this fight with my teammates. We get the quick kill onto the Lady Geist, and we get the Vindicta weak, and we're going to look to push this and finish it off.
How is she escape?
Now we don't end up getting the Vindicta, but we do end up getting another kill onto the 7. And this is a perfect example of the timings I'm going to be talking about in this video. We're not strong enough yet as a solo to go ahead and push fights, so we want to be looking for opportunities to team fight. And using the minimap there, seeing that there was a team fight about to go down, that was a perfect fight to enter for me. And we end up being able to do the exact same thing again there with the Yamato. Now we get to pick up Divine Barrier and Fleetfoot. These are 2 of the key items to this Warden build, and we're going to be using these a lot. And now I want to talk about the timing of when to actually farm jungle and clear lanes. And this is a great example of that. If you look at the minimap, we have good control over all 4 lanes. And this is the type of time you want to take to farm jungle and to maybe shove some lanes as they are being pushed up. Because you don't want to be doing it if your team's against the ropes and you guys don't have a lot of control. So you always want to be checking that mini-map saying, okay, in this situation, we have good lane control. Now we're going to go ahead and farm jungle. We're going to go ahead and shove lanes. And this is really crucial when you do have a bad start to find these timings to do these things, because you do have a lot of souls to make up to get back really into being able to take fights in this game.
A little bit of the divine right here. Come back if you need anything else.
Now we go ahead here and buy a couple more items, and this slowing hex is so critical to this build. You're going to see it right here. Hitting that Vindicta with the slowing hex allows us to use our 3 ability and her not be able to run away from it because she's slowed.
Never show fear, no matter the odds. I won't yield.
Now we get 2 more kill assists there. I definitely could have used my ult a bit better there. I stayed a little too far back, but we are able to pick up another item at the shop, the bullet resist shredder. And now we're starting to put together a really solid build here. And as you can see, we took that little bit of time. Obviously, I cut some of it out for the sake of the video, but we're finding these timings again here to shove this purple lane and do some farming. And it's because, again, we have pretty good control over the lanes. My teammates are handling the other lanes. And so instead of going and just constantly try to team fight, especially when you get off to a bad start, look to shove lanes, look to farm jungle when your team does have lane control. And I'm actually able to also grab a free walker over here at the purple lane because nobody was contesting me. Now we go ahead and grab Veil Walker, which is going to be one of our most important items. This item is very strong. I would not be surprised if it gets nerfed very soon. And we also spot Lady Geist here in the green lane, and we're going to look to take this isolated 1v1.
Face me and die.
And that right there is a perfect example of using Warden's kit perfectly, using all of our abilities stacked together so that the enemy can't go anywhere. You just completely trap them and deal so much damage so quick with headshots that they just absolutely stand no chance. Now we go ahead and grab Reactive Barrier. This is an item that's situational, and we're using it because we're up against a Bebop. Reactive Barrier is going to counter his ability to grapple and sticky bomb us, so we go ahead and grab that, and that's going to be very useful, as you'll see in the late game. This is another opportunity to farm. If you look at the minimap, again, we have control over all 4 lanes. Make sure you're constantly looking at your minimap to get this info, and because of that, we're able to, again, farm some jungles and push some lanes.
You get guys. Christ. Murder.
Decisions.
We get the Bebop 1 HP. Unfortunately, we're not able to clean up the kill, but you can see that Reactive Barrier in action there, helping us to take no damage from the sticky bomb attack.
So, we have a numbers advantage.
Our yellow walker has been defeated.
My allies.
This situation that we were in was starting to look a bit unfavorable, being so close to their base with their whole team spawning back in. We just want to kind of get out of here and make sure we don't die, because at this point in the game, dying is very punishing because your respawn timer is starting to get pretty long. Now, as we're farming on our way back, we catch the 7 out. Now the 7 does a pretty nice job at making it really difficult to finish that kill where he placed himself. We end up getting the assist on the kill anyways though, so not too bad.
Anything is possible.
Yo, can I get help? I just ran over there saving y'all. Y'all just hunting me in the back. Like, what?
I had the urn. I could.
Now the Vindicta is still here, but she's going to end up flying away. And overall, that was a really nice team fight. We were able to, again, stack our abilities, and that's really the key to this Warden build, especially when you do get more souls and kind of get into this mid-late game, is every fight you get into, you're trying to stack these abilities over and over and over, because when you combine your Divine Barrier, your Fleet Foot, with your 3 ability, and also throwing your splash damage grenade on the ground, you're going to start to do a ton of damage. We end up saving up enough to get Diviner's Kevlar. This is a great item on Warden when you can save up enough with the Spirit Shield, the Bullet Shield, as well as the extra Spirit damage on our abilities. It is super, super strong on Warden.
Our blue walker has been destroyed.
Now we do end up losing the 7 here, but you could see in that last fight how we absolutely took no damage because of the Spirit and Bullet Shield that we had on.
They took out Hayes. Attack them.
Now, I wanted to leave this short little part of the game in as well because it kind of shows how using Fleet Foot and Divine Barrier kind of really allow you to also escape fights, not only just go into fights, which gives Warden a really nice escapability with the movement speed that not a lot of heroes have. And now we're going over and we're starting to clear lanes again. As you can see by the minimap, in this situation, we can't really farm jungle because we don't have map control, so we need to shove lanes. This is that time of the game where, okay, our backs are kind of up against the wall. We need to clear some of these lanes so that the enemy can't just fly right to our base, and we need to kind of delay their push if they do try to make a push.
Don't extend too much.
And now you can go ahead and check out the minimap again, and you're going to see that we have pushed out the lanes. We've regained that map control, and that's why you now see me farming jungle again. This is so critical to understanding. This is what they would call the macro part of the game. understanding the map control and these timings when it is good to farm jungle, good to shove lanes, and good to take team fights is so critical, especially after a bad start.
Their choice. I need to push.
Right, this coming. I'm gonna parry.
Be one of your victims.
We end up taking out the Wraith there in a nice little 1v1 that we had, and once you're at this late point in the game with this Warden build that we've acquired, using the slowing Hex while sneaking up on enemies just absolutely gets them stuck, and they can't really go anywhere. You end up caging them, and you just deal so much damage through headshots at this point that you're going to basically get a free kill every single time.
I see the dicta.
We go ahead, we've infiltrated their base, take out the patron, and it's looking really solid at this point. We've been able to take this really slow start that we had, and through the use of good farming, good lane shoving, all with the right timings, we've been able to build this kit out and get way up into the 40k soul range, leading the charge of this game.
We won't falter. I'll give it life.
Careful. Overextended.
Sorry, we have rejuve.
Should back up.
Now, we did overextend a bit there. As I called out, we did have the Rejuvenator from doing mid-boss, so we do spawn in quickly, and we're able to shove the lanes no problem. But we definitely a little bit overextended there.
Keep country. Yamato's channeling. I fear no one. Push forward.
Now we have a nice numbers advantage, so we are going to look to finish this game here.
Face me and die. And now
Hopefully you guys enjoyed this style of video where I kind of talk about a mix of things, including the build, but also talking about kind of the timings and what I was trying to accomplish to kind of make up for the bad start I had in terms of my lane shoving timings and my jungle farming timings. So let me know if you guys enjoyed this type of video. GG's. That's a good one too, man. Let's go. 43k souls. Here are the final stats for this game. And again, thank you guys so much for watching all the way to the end. That means a lot. If you did enjoy the video, leaving a like on it and hitting that sub button would also mean a lot to me. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.